the reason, okay, I'm talking to Justin, y'all. We live, but I'm talking to Justin.
We live now, y'all. We live.
I called myself not parking now because I knew you would be in the building. Okay, yeah, I'm looking. Hey, I got my co-host over here today, my special co-host, my sister Tony.
Hey, 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 hey. You never know what happens when we up in here.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm back, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, I got my co-host with me today. My co-host, my other co-host, my co-host is out today enjoying the day, celebrating with some friends. So I called my sister, I said, what? You want to be a co-host today? And she was like, what?
Absolutely.
So I got my sister Tony over here with me. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, everybody. All of the wonderful people out here that's checking out Conversations with Cole. We are ready.
And live, baby.
That's it. We live. We live.
What just happened.
Yes.
Okay, so we were talking. So I said, so I called Tony. I actually texted her at the very last minute and said, hey, sis, you want to be on Conversations with Cole? You want to be the co-host? And she was like, yes. What's the topic? Had no idea what the topic was going to be. You know, we had talked about some things. She was on the show. She was a guest on the show last week. So I said, well, let's just, keep going with that. And, you never know where we're going to go. We're going to see where the spirit leads us.
That's it.
So today, on my Facebook memories, self-sabotage came up. And I'm like, okay, that could be a topic. Didn't really resonate with me.
Right.
I'm like, okay, it's cool. Started doing other things, and it just kept coming back.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, we can throw self-sabotage in, but it may also go with what we were talking about earlier in the week between us.
Yes, yeah.
It may go with that.
It
So that's that. So where do we begin this topic? Okay, when you think about the word sabotage, you think about it in a perspective of causing an issue in your life or causing chaos, some type of chaos, or you have done something to, I would say, counteract what's going on in your life. So, or to create some type of havoc in your life. Let's say that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm with y'all at. So another thing I would say when I think about sabotage is it's like something that has deterred from the original plan. And when I think about it from a self-sabotage, is that I'm doing something that is hindering or stopping me from moving in the direction that I'm supposed to go.
So when I look up the word sabotage, it says deliberately.
Yeah.
So you deliberately deterring or destroying, damage, or obstruct. Mm-hmm. So you are deliberately, when you self-sabotage, you are deliberately obstructing your life.
Yeah.
So
I almost got an attitude. Let me just say, pause for a second. I almost got an attitude about this topic, okay? Because this didn't hit home already, okay? So I almost feel set up, y'all, because this topic is, and the fact that she has said that she saw it and then she was like, I don't know, but it kept hitting her. It's almost like I just feel like that her and God just set me up today. I ain't even playing with y'all. I'm so real right there.
I tell y'all, this is how this show goes. It's
okay.
However the spirit leads you.
My man in the back shaking his head like,
And however the spirit leads you, it led me
here
for a reason.
But I want it. Let's bring it.
When I saw, and I'm sure originally when it. In my memories, I'm sure it was a year ago, maybe a couple of years ago. Originally, when it was in my memories, it was probably because, whether people know it or believe it or not, when I post something on my page, a lot of times it's for me.
Yeah.
It's for me or it may be something connected to me, and not all the time it's about me, but when I go back and look at it, be like, oh, I must have needed that or somebody needed that. So when I saw self-sabotage today, I was like, I don't know that I'm in that place of self-sabotage. But when I think about it, and probably when I was thinking about it in that moment, it was probably more so or when I think about how we sabotage sabotage relationships, family situations, it plays a role in our lives, and sometimes we don't even realize what we're doing. So when I think about it, and when I thought about it too, let's say, okay, well, since you're the guest, I'm gonna let you go first because I have some thoughts on what. Yeah, so I'm gonna let Tony go first and let her bring her perspective to this.
Yeah, when I think about self-sabotage, it really hits home for me because, I hate to admit it, but I can think about so many things in so many areas of my life where I know that, I can deny that I'm doing, but I know I've done. And the first thing that comes to mind is weight loss for me. I was on a great plan. I was on track. I was having the results, and unbeknownst, because I believe in owning any situation. I don't believe in pretending like you don't know why. But because of other things in my life at the time, I got off track. And I don't care how you define it. It's still I'm sabotaging. I'm allowing something else to dictate another area of my life. And so I'm working my way back around, but it's like, and so this whole week it's been just those kind of issues and those kind of topics that have been coming up. So I definitely look at this as that was the first thing that came up.
And let me piggyback off of that when you said that about that the weight loss journey, and it's a journey.
Yeah,
it is one of those things now. It's one of those things where like you say, you could be on a great path, and then you allow, and because like you say, you have allowed something, someone, or situation to deter you.
Yeah.
Whether it was deliberately or not.
Yeah.
It deters you, and for some reason, it seemed like it's hard to get back on that path once you get off of it.
Yeah.
But I can totally agree with you on that weight loss self-sabotage, because no one keeps you from doing what it is you need to do.
Right.
Especially in this particular situation, except for yourself.
Yeah.
This is a situation that you completely have control over. So that self-sabotage on that level, I'm with you on that, sister. All right, what's next?
But you know what? And then, but I look at it, and I can speak for me. I can't speak for anybody but myself. But I look at so many areas of my life where I know I could be further along. I know I could be doing more. And even though obstacles come, obstacles are a part of life. So I can't use that as a reason. It may be the fact that issues happen, but the truth is you can still do it. So you have to, no matter, even though the facts are there, the facts is there could be financial issues. The facts is there could be health issues. But the truth is you can get through all those things if you continue to press through.
Right.
And so when I personally think about it, it makes me start thinking about just even my business. I already mentioned weight loss. Even relationships. I have. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anybody who hasn't thought about or bounced before, maybe when they should have fought a little harder, or maybe you saw the writing on the wall and you should have just bounced in, but you self-sabotage because you choose to stay in a situation that's not benefiting you for whatever reason. And I'm not here to judge because I'm talking about me right now, so I can say that to myself. But what I will say is in whatever choices that you make sure you're learning, you're gaining something. Even in the midst of the sabotage, because in any situation, I just personally believe that God can win through it all. He can still show me a way out and a way to win in that. But what I want to learn more than anything else is how to stop going around the mulberry bush, going around the merry-go-round, how to stop making the same mistakes and know when to get off and realize that this is taking you down a path that's going to hinder your progress and move forward.
And the thing about that is that, so my mother said to me, and I'm sure we've all heard it, that when you you continue the same pattern. So let's say until you get the lesson, you're going to be in the same pattern.
Right.
So of course at first it's just like, what do you actually mean by that? But until you really sit back and think about, that means that if I do not change this cycle, I'm going to keep going through this cycle, no matter what it is. And I when it comes to that whole self-sabotage in that situation, it's just like, you really have to sit back and you really have to think about what it is I want and what it is I want out of this situation. Because I feel like that whole learning the lesson, we think it's easy, but sometimes it's really not. Because you find yourself, you often think like, okay, I'm not going to do the same thing. And for some reason, you end up in that same pattern. But my mother used to say, it's because you didn't get the lesson. When in your mind, you really felt like, how could I not get this lesson? You know, it smacked me in my face. How could I keep being in the same pattern of life over and over and over again? That's even like, and I'm going to go back to the whole relationship. Even like sabotaging a relationship. Like, how do you sabotage a relationship? There's two folds to that sabotaging a relationship to me. Because you can sabotage the relationship based on how you feel somebody else should react to you.
Right.
Or you can sabotage the relationship by just maybe the way you react in the situation. So let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and you pretty much know the situation of the relationship, but you do things that you know are not going to change the status of the relationship, but you continue to do the same things. And I guess when I say that, I mean like, so let's say like, let me see what the point I'm trying to make is how you sabotage a relationship with somebody. Like, the things that you do that you know is going to really cause some issues with the person that you're dealing with. You know, so why do you do them? Or why don't you just not go away from the relationship? But instead, you keep doing the same thing over and over and over in a relationship and expecting a different result. But you're not going to get a different result from it. But you sabotage the relationship that you say you want because you don't change your pattern of thinking. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And not in a way that, and it's not, and I'm not saying it in a way like, in a bad way, like the person that you're dealing with, it's a negative situation. I'm not saying that, but sometimes we just do things in relationships, whether it's a male-female relationship or whatever relationship, a business relationship, whatever it is. Sometimes it's like you put yourself in these positions because maybe you really don't want to go forward with it, or maybe you don't understand what the situation really is without examining everything about it. But you continuously are going to have something to say about the situation, and you don't. I don't know. I don't know exactly how I'm trying to explain it, but it's like you put yourself in these situations that you don't have to be in.
So, okay, wait a minute. So let's flip it for a second. So let's look at it from this. So say if, okay, in that same scenario that you gave though, say that you keep doing the same thing, the self-sabotaging could be, it's the fact that you are not doing something different is causing the situation to stay the same, which is, to me, can be self-sabotage. Because if you keep doing the same thing and getting the same results, and you're not getting a change, you're not going to get a different result because you keep reacting the same way. That's self-sabotage too.
Right.
Because whether you're afraid or whether you just don't want to ruffle feathers or whatever it is, if you are, no matter whether it's you doing something or you're not doing something, if it's not bringing about a change or bringing the results that you need to have a healthy relationship, to me, that could fall under the same category as self-sabotage.
So why do you think, and I heard you say that word afraid, and to me, that really goes with the whole, especially when it comes to moving forward in life, with whether it's your business, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your family. Why do you feel like we put ourselves in positions to sabotage the good things that are happening in our lives. Like, or so let's say like with your business.
Okay.
Now, and I say like, I'll use me for example with my business in real estate. I'll say in real estate. You know what it is you have to do to get to the level where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You start it and then you stop it. And then you don't understand why, or maybe you do understand why is this business not going the way that I expect it to go, or how come I don't have as many clients or whatever it is. But how come what is it do you think that causes us to get in the place of where we sabotage our own situations when we know for a fact what it is we should be doing to get us to the next level, or we know how to do it, but we don't?
So here's my real answer to that.
That's what I want, a real answer.
My real answer is because we take a blind eye to the real issues in life that causes us to pause. We don't just stop doing what we know to do because we don't have nothing else to do. If we're not bringing in potential clients and things like that, there is something that has happened that's caused that to happen. Mm-hmm. And to me that always comes into play where people forget the in between. You know, if I'm a self-employed person and I work on commission and my money comes based on the deals I close, but in between time, if I'm not closing deals, I still got to pay bills. I may have to do something to offset that. That's going to take up time. And the reality is, but we don't remember that when we go back and look at our results of what happened. We don't remember the hustle that had to come in and the in-between. And so we start beating ourselves up because of those things like that, you know. And I'm a switch reels just a little bit on a situation like that. I think about, I'm 52, and I look at my life and I be thinking like, man, like what was I doing in my late 20s and like what was the 30s for me? Because I don't remember. Like, man, I'm not married. I've never been married. It's like, what's going on? But it's like, so I forget what I was doing in those times. Well, I was a mother of 2 sons, who I was determined I wasn't going to have them. I wasn't going to be entertaining men coming in and out of my house and things like that. So I made a decision to be their mother first. So during that time, years went by. So you're looking at 20 years of my life that just zoomed past me. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, what happened? But that's what happened. But on them days when I'm looking at my life, or I'm looking at people, or I'm seeing posts come up, 20 years and 30 years, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm that chick. I'm that good. I'm like, I'm a faithful chick. I'm that ride or die chick. What is going on? But it's like, yeah, but during the time when my generation was getting married and all that, I made another different decision. My priority went toward my sons.
Right.
But I don't, so it may, in some people's eyes, it may look like, well, man, we have all said, we all guilty of saying, if they ain't, something ain't wrong if they ain't married, or something, what's going on if they ain't never been married? It's comments that are made, and and I'm gonna be honest with you. There are probably people who I met in that 20-year span who I probably could have gotten into a real relationship with and marriage with. But because I was very cautious about who I brought around my kids, I probably self-sabotaged them relationships. Or if I didn't see what I thought I wanted to see in that relationship, I bounced from it.
Now, that is the perfect example of self-sabotage right there.
Yeah.
What you just said. When you said, and I think when I was talking about it earlier, this is really the point where I was trying to get to. Mm-hmm. You can have somebody right there for you, right there in your corner, right there. And this is not saying you. I'm just saying in general. This is what I was saying. You can have somebody who is perfect in every situation. Mm-hmm. But you're going to find some reason to not make it work, or some reason to find fault in that person, or some reason to say, whatever it is out here.
Yeah.
She don't look good, he don't look good, or they don't work hard, whatever it is. But in reality, you know that this is a good person,
right?
Or this is a good situation. I'm not even gonna always put it in terms of, but you know it was a good situation.
Yeah.
So because it was a good situation, and you found all of these reasons not to be in this good situation, you self-sabotage the relationship or the situation.
Right.
Now, this is the thing, especially when it comes to a relationship. I think for me, I've heard, I don't say women because that's, and maybe even men, in a relationship talk about how they can love everything about a person but one thing. That one thing about a person. And it's not that you're going to go change that one thing about that person.
Yeah.
But is that a deal breaker? Is it a situation that will just cause you to walk away from a relationship that has everything good in it?
Wait.
You have everything good in it, but then somebody irk you in some kind of way, but
I'm jumping
it's not
in.
one of those things that's all that I don't know.
Okay, I'm jumping in on this one.
Jump in.
Because we beat ourselves up over situations like that. So, and I've had this situation, y'all, for real, where a person just seemed like they were the good guy, you know, and I used to think, man, Tony, did you self-sabotage? Like, was you just looking for something? But I had to examine it because I beat myself up for a long while thinking that I did that on purpose. But it was honestly some other things that just didn't line up, and I trusted my instincts. But I'm a rally back though for a second, because on the self-sabotage though, say if it had been just that, it was just the cough. And I know that sounds petty, y'all. I'm so serious. But I could not take it. And I guess I'm at an age in my life now where I'm like, I got to be honest with myself. Like I just found myself that I would be irritated. And I said, that's so petty. And I never define myself as a petty person. But if I have to say on self-sabotage, yeah, that was, yeah, I probably did a lot, but it was other things.
But that's what I'm saying. So you said it was the cough, but apparently there had to be other things, because I know that we could get in those spaces to where that is so irritating that you say something, and then the moment that you say something, now the other person is like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
And so now you really causing something between you and that person when you say something about. But I think too, at this space in my life, at this age of my life, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna keep quiet about things that bother me. Now, if it's something that I'm gonna say, if it's something that I know that we can get past.
Oh.
You.
What about me?
You move over.
Oh, me move over. Oh, okay, got it. Sorry, y'all.
If it's something that I know I can get past, I think I could live with it.
Yeah.
If everything else is good, then I think I could live with it. But we do sabotage situations and it's because
I think the self-sabotage for us, where we are now, it's a look back. This is my honest opinion. I think it's a look back for us on things that we may have done. I think we are at a place in our lives now where there is no need to self-sabotage, because we just gonna say what we mean and mean what we say.
Yeah.
But have we, especially when it comes, if we're gonna stick on relationships, I definitely don't think that we are in an era of our lives, and I'm speaking personally now, that we are going to hold back, and not be honest. I'm really, I didn't have a lot of time to meditate on this, y'all. So I'm really thinking about it from a standpoint. I've had where when I think about self-sabotaging myself, I've had a habit of always caring about the other person.
Oh.
And so even at my own expense. And so I consider that self-sabotage because I'm not getting what I need and what I want, but I'm making sure you're good. And so that's putting my desires, my life, the things that are the goals that I'm trying to reach on hold because I'm so focused on not hurting you, not saying the wrong thing, not doing the wrong thing, when sometimes I just want to snap or I just want to say some things straight up, but I can't get you to hold a real conversation. So I just hold everything in.
Right.
But that then puts my life on hold. It's affecting me mentally, stress and things like that. Things that you don't want to admit, but that's real talk.
Right.
So I definitely believe that we have to, I just think at this point, there might be older relationships that we have that we may still be dragging along because it's a habit now. It's somebody who's been in our life forever now, and it's hard to let go. And it's like, and who says it? It's like you feel like I got to go through this and I got to go through I go through the good and the bad, you know. So I get that, but when it really comes down to it now, you know, I always tell you I like truth. You know, that's just I could buy a T-shirt and wear it.
Right.
But it's still, okay, so let me say it this way, y'all. The reason I focus so hard on speaking truth is because it's my way of avoiding self-sabotaging. So if I have to explain it in that way, if you come to me with truth, then I don't have to worry about you.
Right.
Now everything's on the table. I don't have to feel like I don't want to hurt your feelings and this and this. Right. So I like truth for that reason, so that I don't have to. So that I can stay focused and stay on track. Because if not, then I'm always concerning myself with, oh man, how did that make that person feel? And this. So if somebody has to hurt, I'm usually the one that'll take that hit from it. Right. But I'm at a place in my life where I can't do that anymore.
Right.
Because I have goals that I'm trying to hit, and in every area of my life. So self-sabotage is no longer having a place with me.
Yeah.
But it's a hard habit to break.
It is. It is. And whether you break it, whether you move past it in one area, you find yourself in another area of your life where you say, so that's like, so I'll get back to me in real estate business. So for me, I know exactly what I need to do to make Nicole successful in real estate. Just like with anything else that I do, I know exactly what I need to do to make myself successful. And one of the things outside of course, making sure that I have a connection and have my time with God. Outside of that, the thing that I know that I need to do is be consistent. And being consistent is getting up every day, making sure that you do the things that will help your business to grow.
Yeah.
Or doing the things that you know will help your relationship grow. So when you don't do those things, when you know you should be doing those things, especially if you know where you want to go, you sabotage that because there is nothing, and I mean life gets in the way of things, but I know it's because I'm older now. It's just you have to make time for the things that are important for you.
You do.
And the moment that you don't, and just like when you were talking about how you were raising your children and you made the decisions that you made based for your life, and now when you look back and you see other people like living their lives or either they've been married for 30 years or whatever, you made that choice for your life, and it wasn't a self-sabotaging situation unless it was a relationship you were in and you just decided that his shoes were too big, so you didn't want to deal with him. But what I'm saying is the thing that we have to do to keep ourselves from sabotaging our positions in life, whatever it is we choose for ourselves, we have to be consistent. And I know that even with me, when it comes to, I'll revert back to real estate because I think about this often, like how successful I could really be in real estate if I would do the things that I know. And I say in my mind every week, okay, I'm going to the real estate office. I am going to see, because when you're in that space, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Because now I'm in the space. Anytime I go to a meeting where there are other realtors, I feel good about that because I'm in the space. When I come here, like, I'm good because I'm in a space doing something that I like to do around people that are doing the same things that I'm doing. So I have to be consistent in a way of making sure I go to the real estate office, even if it's just to sit there and look up some properties or whatever it is. You have to be consistent in it. If you're not consistent in it just because I just don't want to do it today, or just because I just don't want to do it today, now that's self-sabotage right there.
Yeah.
Because you're not making any progress because you just decided, oh, I'm just gonna watch TV today, and then you look back 5 years later, or you look back 2 years later or a year later and say, I could have been so much further along had I did this, that, or whatever the situation is. And again, I know life happens in life, but at this stage in life, it's almost like your foot is on the pedal, like, okay, so this is what I want to see happen for me, so I need to get up and be consistent. It ain't easy.
So, okay, so here's my reality. So I left my corporate job last year. 21. So when I left that, I made a decision because I was at that place where if I'm going to work this hard at this age, I'm ready to work for myself. So I Uber and I have my business, my bracelet business. Now, in reality, in my mind, my bracelet business is priority because that's my baby. Don't nobody get it. That's my cut. That's all me. But my driving brings me that right now money.
For sure.
So, and I got these right now bills. So I have to balance that. So there was a time where when I get home, like you said, I just want to sit down. I just want to lay down. I want to fix me something to eat. I don't want to look at no bracelets today. I don't want to think about no ideas because it's not like I got a blueprint and I make bracelets. I have to create. I have to sit there and meditate and think about it. And sometimes I just didn't feel that way. And then I look up and, for instance, I had the last show I did. And I ended up having a table twice as big as I normally have. And I'm like, I don't have enough bracelets with me. Now, there's normally 4x4 that I have that it's usually, I'm set. But this was a 6-footer. I'm like, I need some more bracelets. So I'm calling my stepsister. I'm like, hey, can you run by my house and grab that other bag? And I'm thinking, like, why didn't you just bring it? Because I wasn't thinking big enough for me. I wasn't in that sense, because it's like it doesn't matter. You should always have more than enough. You should always be ready. So I've had to, and not being ready was a self-sabotage because you rather sit down and be comfortable. But when it's your baby, you gotta hustle. You ain't nobody over there saying, I got this, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna come give you some ideas. That's all on me. So now I have to set aside daily. I have to tell myself, and I have to tell myself, if you choose not to go in there today, that's setting you back a day. Because you got events that are coming up, or you're going to be ready. Because now if you wait until the last minute, now you're going to crunch, you're going to put stuff together, you ain't going to like it, you're going to take it apart, you wasting time. And time is money for me. So I totally understand that, and it's a conscious effort. It's a daily effort that I have to say, go sit at that table, and maybe today it's just going to be you thinking about stuff, looking at stuff, thinking about colors, thinking about, do you want it to be artsy? Do you want it to be, mainstream? Whatever it is, you got to put some time and effort into that. So I totally get it. And I have definitely sabotaged in a many a way. Whereas on the other strength, when I decided to make that move and leave my corporate job, that was me putting self first. So it's like, the enemy is always going to try to come to take you off, to knock you off, to make you think otherwise, to make you think, oh, well, ain't nobody responding to your picture. So it's like, it doesn't matter. You keep doing what you got to do, because every time I have a show, it shows me at that show, you doing what you're supposed to do. There's a customer for you. There's a customer who likes your product, who gonna get your product. So don't be moved by what you see. Don't be moved by what seems to be the non-responses. Don't worry about that. Yeah. You just keep doing it, and you had a product ready, so that when I put you in a place with the right people, you got product to sell.
That's it for sure.
So that's definitely a way that I am daily working on, not sabotaging my own vision, my own dream, so that I don't have to look back a year from now and say, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. I'm past that stage in my life.
And I think that's what we do too. You know, a lot of times and I have said this, especially when it comes to that social media, that I will not spend my day watching somebody else be successful.
Right.
And a lot of times that's what you do. It's different when you look and you see things that motivate you, because people do motivate you. And I'm not saying that. But when you spend your entire day or most of your day watching other people be successful,
right?
When you know you could be doing what it is you need to do, and that means if you do it daily, you know, because like I said, there's nothing wrong with watching other people succeed, because you may see something in that person, or see something that they're doing, or see the way that they're doing it, and it may make you,
iron sharpen iron. I got you.
That's it. But it's just like, when you spend so much time watching and worrying about what somebody else is doing,
right,
you lose time in what you could be doing,
right.
And it's definitely, that's a self-sabotage right there, because when you're watching somebody else, that means that you're doing one or two things. You are excited about what they're doing, or you are critiquing what they're doing, and it may not always be in a good way. Or I could do that, I could. My stuff look better than that. But if yours looks better than that to you, then you should be not watching them.
They should be watching
doing
you.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
And just like you said, when it comes to people paying attention to you, and this is what I say, even about this show, and I said it from the beginning, and I will say it again. You don't have to watch me now, or you don't have to come on my show right now.
Right.
But when it's this big, don't ask me if I already asked you.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that, because I know people are busy, and I know, people are doing things. I know all of that. But I'm just saying, don't rush to be on this show or to watch this show because now you feel like everybody is doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens too. We have to wait and see what everybody else is doing before.
Or what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, what everybody else thinks before we could actually be either whether it's successful in a situation, or if I am going to support that person because...
Okay, I'm going to let you finish that statement, but I have to interject this piece here.
She said she was going to let me finish it, but she did.
Because this is important to tell you.
She don't remember.
We're talking about the self-sabotage, but another piece to self-sabotage is not recognizing our victories. And see, I can remember when we talked about this show, when we were talking about you doing this show and when, and, or like, okay, when we doing this, when it's going to happen? But what we don't say is how you like me, but you are doing it. Now you're doing it. Right. So you don't get to talk about 6 months ago, because 6 months ago you was doing this.
Yeah.
So it's like, so your wins are, you went from talking about conversations with Cole and the procrastinations of whatever was taking so long to get it here.
Sitting on the couch.
Right. While you sitting on the couch, we talking about it while we ain't on the mic. Yeah, while we ain't watching it. So we got to talk about the wins too. And I think that's a part of self-sabotage too. We don't take the time to celebrate our victories and celebrate our wins and high fives where they're needed.
Yeah. Because, and I think too, in this society, and right, bro, it's definitely a mindset. It is definitely, that self-sabotage is definitely a mindset thing.
Yeah.
You know,
it's learned behavior.
It is. So that whole celebrating your wins thing, and I think because it depends on the type of person you are, and I am this type of person, but I am overcoming being this type of person because I want to celebrate me.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say, oh, I did that. Or I want to, and not even so much so other people can see it. It's because that's how I feel about myself.
Right.
You know, like this week or these last, and I know it's nothing but God just bringing the visions and all the things that I prayed about with this real estate, like dropping it in my lap. And it's like, whoa. But in my mind, it's like, this is what you asked for. Now you got to sit down, focus, and get it done.
Yeah.
Because you asked for this. Now you got this work coming in. Now you got to get in here and you have to do it. And the thing about it is, it's like, I want to pat myself on the back because I'm winning right now.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I asked for and I'm winning. But the thing I think what happens is, at this point, people take you celebrating your wins, depending on who you are, depending on who the people are that you are around, big head or being arrogant or being whatever, you know, and that just depends on your circle of people that you're around.
Right.
You don't worry about people you don't know and how they feel about.
Right.
You at this point, I'm not even worried about people I know and how they feel about me saying, "Oh man, I got this now. I'm on my way." I think we fall back off of celebrating because it's the way it shows up sometimes, and it's sad. But you celebrating you shouldn't show up in no other way other than I'm proud of me.
Right.
I don't care about what nobody else thinks. If you can't be proud of you, if you can't celebrate yourself, what difference does it make if somebody else can?
And I mean, and the thing is, people don't really have to. It's like, I don't need your celebratory comments to make my day or to make me to help me achieve my goals. I appreciate it.
Right.
But I also think that there comes a time, especially when it comes to your life and your business, that you may have to switch up. And you have to surround yourself with people who understand where you're going, where you at and where you're going. Because some people are comfortable. Some people are comfortable where you are. And it's like, but this is not where I'm trying to be.
Yes,
you know, I have bigger goals. And it's like, and if you don't, I'm not mad at you if you don't want to go with me. See, you want to come around. But I can't allow your mindset and your thought process to keep me where you are. I'm like, that's not it. So it's like, people don't, and we all see stuff we don't understand. We all see posts and live videos and things that go on. We like, what in the world are they doing? I don't have to understand what they doing.
Right.
As long as they understand what they doing.
Right. It is. And then you know what, and especially with this generation and all of their TikToks and all those things.
Yes.
I really had to get to a place to where I understand. I understand sometimes it's too much, but I also understand this is this generation.
Yeah.
And this is how they live.
Yeah.
And this is what they do, And Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, I don't know about Snapchat. I don't know being if you it's crazy. It can be overwhelming, but it can also be a great tool if you learn how to use it. If you learn how to use it, it works for you. But when you are there just to see how somebody else is living, and the issue for me is that this younger generation coming up, Facebook, Instagram, the younger generation and the millennials, everything that they see on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram,
Snapchat.
They want that instant look. They want that instant money. They want that instant everything. And that's not reality.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. People had to work to get to where they were.
Right.
Now, Instagram, TikTok might get them there quicker than it would when we were growing up. But it's just how you use it. and how you use it. And then it's so much stuff that comes up on TikTok depending on what your thread is. You be like, dang, this is what these kids get to see. This is what I don't know, but it can be a great tool for you when you know how to use it.
Right.
It's for a great platform when it comes to advertising and doing all those, getting your business out. All that, it could be a great platform. Let's see. Yeah, my mother said, everyone that comes with you can't level up with you. Period. And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And the thing about it is, look at
Right though.
yeah, that's it. But the thing about that too is, I always find myself in a space to where I really, like I said last week, I have to separate myself from people to get to the place where I want to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I see you got a comment. What you want to say?
No, I'm listening to you, sis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I know I wanted you to say something because I know you. I know you got something to say. I know it.
Don't ask me to talk, sweetie. I can talk.
I know. I'm going to turn this around because I know he has something to say.
Don't y'all hear that radio
Go
voice?
I didn't really have nothing to say to you.
Yes,
because I'm about to go hit this blunt that just got. I'm ready to smoke.
You talking on my show like, whatever.
Yeah,
but
hey,
that's okay.
we
We're adults.
We got to normalize it. We got to normalize
We're adults. Go ahead.
But I was going to say, I think you're 100% correct. I mean, you can't try to be down with everybody and everything and then get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't going to happen like that because you're going to be too busy trying to, catch up, keep up with the Joneses and all this other shit. And in the transition of that, you're going to lose yourself.
And that's it.
Absolutely.
That's exactly
Give
right.
me a buzzer, a bong, or something. Yeah, everything I can. Amen.
And that's
Right on,
it.
sister.
Yes.
Yeah. And exactly what he just said, that is the great job. He is the sports fanatic.
Tell it.
And a connoisseur of the weed.
Hey, you right. But we don't say weed. We say cannabis because we call it the plant that it is because weed has a negative connotation.
Is my brother listening to this? Because
Nicole, brother, I hope you listen because he know it's not weed.
It's a cannabis.
And it's not even marijuana because marijuana
right.
was a racist term because they tried to say marijuana with them dirty Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't say none of that. I say cannabis because that's the plant that that's the real name for
right.
it. And it's not in weeds. You don't want weeds in
No,
your
you
garden.
don't. You don't.
You know what I mean? You want
don't.
plants.
You want cannabis.
I want cannabis.
Oh, the great said that he want cannabis. And y'all want cannabis. That's what y'all want. That's what y'all want. But real talk on that whole leveling up, when you are going to another level,
yeah,
and you'll feel it, and it just depends on the type of person that you are too. Because if you leave life with your spirit, God is gonna always show you who is supporting you and who maybe you should fall back off of. But then it comes that self-sabotage, like, oh, I really like them, or those are my friends,
Bam.
or those are people
That's just what I was going to say.
They really do care about me. But when your spirit leads you somewhere, you need to go. And I really work. And I'm not saying that I always do, because I do things and have done things that I know that I should not have done because my spirit told me to go one way, and I went this way.
Right.
However, the good thing about it is I know that, and I can find my way back. But when when you are leveling up, it's a hard place to be in sometimes, you know.
That and because I know we're coming to that point. That in self-sabotage, you're absolutely right. And it is a definition of self-sabotage when you know that the crowd you around are not going in the direction that you're going, and you choose to stay because of loyalty and things like that. You can still love a person. You can still support them and all that, but you have to do what's right for you and where you're going. Because this is what we all have learned the hard way.
Right.
When it's they turn to move up, they ain't gonna think twice about you. They gonna go do what they gotta do.
Man, that's a word.
Ain't gonna think twice.
A word. That is a word.
If we want to walk away with anything, we want to walk away with the knowledge of one, owning your stuff, owning where you are, owning what's causing you not to get to that next level. Own it, because until you acknowledge that, you're gonna stay in the rat race, the merry-go-round. You're gonna keep going around in circles. Own it, and then sit down, write it down, whatever, voice it out, do whatever you got to do to get you off of that rat race circle and start going in a direction that's going to put you or take you down the path that you need to go.
Right.
We know what they are. We know what they are. We know where to go. We know who our source is.
Right.
So it's just a matter of not caring about, because here's the thing I've learned. The people who really got you.
Hey, Eric.
The people who really your partners, your friends, your family, they understand.
Yeah.
It ain't personal. They understand life. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Girl, I ain't seen you in 6 months. I know, baby, but I'm on a mission right now, and I can't get distracted.
And that's so true for me. Even when I feel like something is causing me not to really focus on the things that I know I should be focused on, I will remove myself. And you could take it however you want to take it. Like you say, your friends or your people, they're gonna understand. Like even when I own the bar, I worked whatever nights I worked. When I felt like it was too much for me, sorry y'all, you're gonna have to find somebody else to work this night because it was too much for me. Yeah. The energy was attacking my spirit in the place where I was trying to go in that moment, and I couldn't focus. And another thing that you said that in a sense, you didn't say this, but in a sense, we become people pleasers when it comes to we make sacrifices for our happiness for other people. And you have to be in a place to where you understand when somebody else doesn't make that sacrifice for you because they chose to do what it was for them. But then you get upset. Let's say, and I'm going to go back to relationship right quick. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you feel like you make a sacrifice for them, and then when they in turn don't make the sacrifice for you, you get upset because they have chosen to do the thing that makes them happy.
Happens all the time.
You chose to do the thing that makes them happy as well.
Right.
So where the place you have to be in is that you choose to do what makes you happy. I'll choose to do what makes me happy. And we have to come to an understanding that that's what it's about. Right. I'm not going to be mad at you because you decided to go do something else because that's what made you happy. But don't be upset when I go do what it is that's going to make me happy. But the thing about it is we have to understand that stop worrying about what's gonna make somebody else happy.
Right.
Do what's gonna make you happy.
Right.
And I always say this, and I say this to my children. Do what's going to make you happy without it causing harm or hurt to somebody else. And when I say harm or hurt, I mean a physical or a harm that a hurt that. Because you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Somebody's feelings is going to be hurt with something that you do when you're doing things to make you happy. But be in a space with people who understand. I'm not doing this to hurt you. I'm doing this to help me. Right. I'm not doing this to make you sad. I'm doing this to make me happy. And I just need you to understand that. And like you say, when you're around people who validate you and love you and care about you and support you, they are going to truly understand. Just like with this show. This show, Conversations with Cole, is about what I feel like it's a platform for me to be able to bring people on and talk about positive things and, have fun in the midst of it too. And it took me a minute to get here. It took me a minute to get here because I was self-sabotaging myself because I had all these
gotta
reasons.
Be this, it's gotta be that. Yeah, I gotta be.
I'm always everything's gotta be perfect before you start. And I'm saying don't have to be perfect. No. Just get up and just do it, and it'll come to you. Whatever it is, especially if you know God dropped it in your spirit. Right. Whatever it is, if God dropped it in your spirit, and you get up and make a move, He's gonna make that move for you. It's gonna be like, oh, okay, so this is what you wanted me to do. So now I got it. Man, I am so happy that I said, sister,
yes,
come join me on the show because Tanisha is somewhere out
having some fun.
Yeah,
I kept your seat warm, Tanisha.
Yeah, she's out with Lynn and Tracy celebrating their anniversary. I'm so excited, and I have on my Kim Teak that she gave us when she was on the show. Don't I look fly, y'all? I think I do. Anyway, I thank you all so much for joining us today. Go to YouTube. If you all don't do anything, go to YouTube and like it. I'm trying to get YouTube money.
Come on, y'all, help a
Go to
sister out.
YouTube and like my stuff so I can
Yes,
get
yes.
some, let's see, Oprah Winfrey or somebody to look or somebody to say, "Ooh,
everybody started off like this."
On.
So
That's
you know,
right,
we gotta each one reach one. So if we can just get y'all to do that, just hit a like button.
Okay, y'all, hit a like button. All right, y'all, I'm out here. Share. When I put the YouTube link, share it. Okay, y'all, I'm out of here. Thanks again to my sister Tony for joining us. And like Lloyd say, I gotta go. Y'all just be true. They probably gonna cut y'all off on Facebook. Y'all just be true. Be true to who you are.
All right.
And stop sabotaging your life. All right, I'm out of here. Love y'all.
My loved ones.
I love this
life,
song.
there's always
Yeah, how you put this on?
a chance to grow from the struggle.